Hey everyone, welcome to my vlog, welcome to my vlog, welcome to my vlog. Maybe that'll be the intro music. Welcome to a day in the life as a yoga teacher and freelance business manager. Thought I'd show you a little bit about my day. So I'm at the yoga studio at the moment. Can you tell by this beautiful textured wall? I just taught my first class. There's absolutely no way I was going to vlog before that class because it was too early. I'm not getting on camera at that time. So yeah, I'm between my classes at the moment. I've got about 45 minutes until my next class. So I thought I'd take you through a little bit about how I set up the studio, how I get it all nice and ready for people to come in and practice. But the first step is always, let me get it without spilling it, coffee. I know, we should be having coffee after brekkie, but I can't, guys, I can't. I seriously can't. I've tried and coffee's my only vice, right? Let me freaking have it. Okay, so first step I usually do is I walk in through the front door. This is our beautiful hallway. Lights are usually off, so I'll turn the lights on using our little switchy poos here. And then I'll come through here. This is our main studio. Look at how glorious it is in this morning light. So I had the blinds up for my first class, which is a flow class. So generally it's a little bit more of an energizing class. So I like to have the windows open for a little bit more of that sunlight. And then through here, might be a little dark. I know, it's okay. We've got a little area where people come in and put their keys and their things in these boxes here. And then out past the curtains are the toilets. We've got all of our awesome bolsters and blankets here. So over here is our little seating area. Sorry about my coffee and my vlogging things here. This is our seating area where people can come in, grab a cup of tea. Here, I'll make sure there's enough cups out. I'll pop the tea here on this station. And then I usually go out here and I set the vibe. I get the vibe going. So at the moment, we've got that energizing vibe for the first class, but our next class is a mellow class. So it's a little bit more chill, and then half of it is a yin style class. So we'll want to make sure that the windows, some of the blinds are down. It's a little bit more kind of internal and relaxing. So I'll do that now. So yeah, I usually start with just these three down because the first half of a mellow class is a slow sort of flow. So I still like a little bit of light coming in. And then when everyone prepares to get into their first yin shape, I just tell everyone that I'm moving around the space just to close down the blinds. And I usually close definitely these three, that last one and these two. And then depending how sunny it is, I'll close this one as well. Yeah, and then it gets all nice and dark and cozy and people can just chill out. Yeah, so now I have time and space to just kind of be in yoga world. So once I've gotten the tea ready, the blinds are done, I'll do the incense just before people get here. But now I've pretty much got an hour or so until the next class. And it's so funny because when I started teaching about a year ago, and oh my God, I've been teaching for a year. That's really exciting. Yeah, when I started teaching a year ago, I'd kind of use this block to check my emails, to check my Slack messages, to kind of do things that were work, like my other job related, so business management related. And I just realized that that had such an impact on my energy during this time. And so yeah, now I'm just like, no, this is just yoga time. So what I tend to do is I'll usually run through classes. So whether that's running through classes just with speaking because there's no one here at this time of morning, which is great. So I can just go to town, talk to myself, work through tricky cueing, because sometimes there are things that, there are transitions that I'll write in my sequences which are a little tricky to cue, and I actually need to practice that out loud on what is the most simple thing I can say to get people to where they need to go, rather than confusing them with a million words. I might use this time to actually do a sequence in my body, which is what I'll do today, and I'll show you. So it might be a sequence that I haven't taught in a while, or maybe it's a new sequence, and I need to see kind of how it flows in my body, what are different options I could give people. Yeah, just kind of experience the flow. So there's a really nice cafe next door. They know me by name now. So yeah, I go there and get my coffee and then just kind of chill out. I just use this time to really, be in yoga world, center my energy for the next class, and try and stay out of like the to-do lists and more into kind of the creation space. So this is my mat that I practice on. It's got the best lighting in the place. And then this is my little book where all my sequences are written. Actually, one of the other yoga teachers here, Tess, big shout out to you, because you said to me that you often keep your flows in one book and your Dharma talks, or like, you know, the things that, the theming, the intentions for class in a different book. That has changed my life. Holy shit. So yeah, I keep all of like my movement, so my asana, my movement practice in one book, and then my Dharma, my intentions, my theming in a different book. Holy shit, that's changed my life. So thank you, Tess, you're the best. So yeah, I'll go through my class now just in my body, and this will be what I'm teaching next. I'm quite familiar with this class, but I haven't taught it in a while, so I just want to make sure that what I'm thinking in my brain and what I'm going to cue is actually how it feels in the body, you know? Yeah, I forgot to show you my setup. So this always looks different for different teachers. I don't think I've ever seen it the same. Like everyone is so different in how they like to set their little space up. But I like to put a blankie here for my knees. So anything that I need to demo or any movements on my knees, it just gives me that little extra cushion. And I always encourage people to bring a blanket down. It helps so much. And then I put a bolster here. So when I'm guiding meditation or breath work, or when folks are in yin shapes or in shavasana at the end, this is a nice little spot for me to sit. Just a little bit of extra comfort, because, you know, when you're teaching back to back, sitting on just the ground might be a little bit uncomfy, so it's always good to have that. I've got my herbal tea, so I fill this up at home, and this bad boy, this Yeti, yeah, it's huge, but oh my God, this will last me. Like it stays warm for 4 hours. I think I'm here for 4 hours in total. And this stays so warm the whole time, and it's just herbal tea. I just use it to sip on as I'm teaching. You know, if I get a frog in my throat or I need to clear my throat or something, this is really helpful. And then this is not mine, it's the studio's, but this is the singing bowl, the sound bowl. When people are finishing shavasana, I like to, oh my God, no. I don't like to do that. I like to gently give 3 little sounds of the sound bowl. And then in yin style classes, when people are changing their shape, I like to just give one sound of the sound bowl when the shape is closed. And it's been really well received. People really like the singing bowl added in. So I'll definitely keep that in my practice. Hey friends, I'm home now. So it's around 11 o'clock, just a little bit after. That last yoga class was so nice. It was just like one of those ones where you just want to leave people in Shavasana the whole time. Just looks like everyone was just so chillaxed. Okay, so now I've got an hour until my client meeting. So one of my clients and I meet every Monday at 12 o'clock and we just go through the week ahead, what we've got on, any to-dos. So just kind of like an admin call. So I've got time and space now to have some brekkie. So I'm pretty hungry by now because I don't eat during the morning. So this is what I've got. To make eating a bit easier through the week, I prep overnight oats. So this is with chia seeds, oats, cinnamon, and I grate up apple. And I use soy milk for this one. And then I add in some kefir. So this is a yummy one because it kind of has like a vanilla taste to it. And then I add some raspberries on top for some extra fibre. And this is like such a good brekkie for me. I usually just prep 3 bowls of this. So for 3 days of the week I have this. Yum, can't wait to eat it. Okay, I've had brekkie and this is my little setup on a Monday because my partner Batsy is working from home today, so he has the office. And I am out here in the kitchen. This is where I'll take my meeting. So yeah, just working from my laptop for my meeting because I only really need to use Zoom and share my screen, so nice and easy. But I don't know about you guys, but when you're working from a laptop, does it just feel like you're not working properly? I feel like I just have to work from my desktop all the time and then that feels like I'm working properly. I don't know. Well, look who it is walking into my light. You're walking into my vlogging light, my friend.
Apologies.
Do you want to tell people what you're doing?
Washing my bum.
That's going on the vlog. Okay, so I'm getting ready for my meeting and I just use this like cute little diary that one of my clients got me. It's a little moon goddess diary. So I just like to map out kind of my week. This is kind of part of my admin. So if I know I'm doing certain things on certain days, I'm such a old school person. I like to write things rather than have it in my calendar. I still have things in my calendar, but just like to write things and then tick things off. So yeah, I'll spend the next kind of 15 minutes as I'm preparing for this call, just writing out my week. And then I'll look back, because I'm a freelancer, I need to keep track of my hours. So I'll look back at my week last week, which is very full. And I'll calculate my hours for each client. And then I keep that in a central spreadsheet. So yeah, I'll see you after the meeting. Okay, it is afternoon tea time. I just did probably around 3.5 hours of work. A bit of admin stuff, a meeting. I had a few like priority items that I had to tick off for today. And I spilled the worst thing you can possibly spill. I spilled sardines on the ground, and it was the sardines that are in oil. And so it stinks, man. Oh, I just tidied it up, but I'm gonna make some tea. This is my cute little tea station that I'm pretty proud of. So I like labeled, because I kept forgetting what things were. And some don't really have much of a smell to it. So I've got some peppermint, dandelion root tea, ginger root tea, oolong. This is my favorite. I'm just obsessed with chamomile at the moment. I have that every night before bed. Earl Grey tea, and I've got some rooibos. This is what Batsy has. He loves this. Black tea and immunity tea. And then how cute is this? My friend made me this. It's a little cross-stitch tea bag. India Gladwood art, if you want to follow her. How cute is her little, so cute. And then down here is like the ugly stuff. We won't look at that. No, we will look at this stuff. This is sugar, salt, and then just vitamins and things down there. So I'm gonna make some tea now and have a little snack, and then we're off to the new yoga studio for tonight's classes. Oh my God, you guys. I totally overestimated what I could get done in a day, especially with the new studio opening. So I got stuck in traffic yesterday driving to the studio, which added I think 7 minutes onto my trip. And then just the setup of the new studio took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take, because, it's new and trying to figure out where things go and how best to kind of place myself. And people rocked up early, all of the things. So I didn't get to film when I was at the new studio, but I did take some footage. So you can see the beautiful studio setup here. Such a nice little space. Yeah, and then I drove home and I was so much more tired than I thought I was going to be. Sorry if you can hear my washing machine actually. Probably not the best place to film in. I was so tired, took my magnesium and just passed out. So yeah, this is going to be the end of my first little vlog. I'd love to hear what you guys thought if you got this far, what you'd like to see next. Is there anything specific about yoga or about business management that you're curious about? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye friends.